Hi there. Today, we're going to take a look at some modifications that you should probably think about doing to your Taurus G2C. By the way, mine's clear. Yeah, so let's get started. First off, if you're the type of person who wants a red dot on your carry pistol, then you should probably think about putting a Lakeline LLC mounting plate on there. Mine is made for the Romeo Zero, but they also make one that's compatible with, Hollow Sun 507s and Vortex Venoms, RMRs, whatnot. I don't know why you put a Trijicon RMR on this gun, because that would just be an entire waste of money. But it's a free country. You can do what you want. You can put a $600, $700 optic on a $250 gun. Beyond that, this mounting plate was kind of a pain to install. It took about 2.5 hours, maybe 3, just because of the need to file that rear down. I didn't file down. I saw another person's video where they were actually filing down their dovetail of their gun, and I kind of just cringed a little bit at that. I don't know why you would file your dovetail of your gun to fit this when, if you ever want to put your iron sights back on there. And so I have the Romeo Zero, and I do not have the, I think, Lakeline, or it might be Galloway Precision, that makes front sights that are tall enough to co-witness with this optic. But Romeo Zero, cheap optic, $200. I say cheap, but it's cheap for an optic. You can change the brightness. It's kind of it's polymer, so it's a little fragile, I think. I was gonna put the shroud on this thing, but in order to put that shroud on, there's 2 little bosses and there for those screws, and the instructions said that you had to file them down to like 1.5 millimeters, and those things are probably already, I don't know, 4 or 5 maybe not 5, 4 millimeters as it is in height. And I had already filed down this, and I was lazy, so I said, fuck it, I'm just gonna put it on there, and worry about doing that sometime later if I really feel like I need that metal shroud. Other than that, I have the Keep Tinkering trigger on here. Keep Tinkering is makes all types of triggers. This one is, I think it's one of the ones made for someone with a little bit bigger hands. And this one is actually a double and single action. I know a lot of people put single action only triggers on these Tauruses, but I don't know. I just kind of like having the restrike. If something, if a round's not going off, I can sit there and click it a few times, and if that doesn't work, then there's a problem. The trigger took probably an hour. The pins, to get these pins out of this gun for the first time, is a pain in the ass. So I'd recommend getting some punches and doing it on like a really hard surface if you're doing this trigger. But it was easy once I got the gun apart and got the lower all taken apart. But to help with that trigger too, I've also done, let's see if it'll focus, right there, that stainless steel striker sleeve, because the stock striker sleeve that comes with this gun is plastic, and it just looks flimsy to me. I just don't trust plastic in a gun, especially anything, that's moving mechanically. But that has really improved that trigger pull. So as you can see, this is single action right now. But that's about where the wall is for the brake. And then right when you push past that, boom. It's got a really good feel to it. The double action pull is a little bit, I don't know, grittier, but that's just, you know, that's Taurus for you. It's going to be a little gritty. And I guess the other thing I should talk about is this flashlight. This flashlight is it's a Tacticon. It's got a magnetic recharger on it, and it's got a really nice flood, and it's got strobe too. There's no momentary on, sadly, but what can you do? This was like a $35 flashlight, and it's veteran owned too, so that's a huge deal to me. And I like it. It's not bad. Only bad thing about it is I can't use that last hole right there. For some reason, the gun just doesn't like when it's installed with that hole. But it's yeah, I mean, it's a decent flashlight. I would never put a stream light or an O light on here. It's just a waste of money, honestly, for such a cheap gun. But beyond that, I know I've seen some people put in stainless steel recoil springs, and I really don't see the point in that, because your recoil spring is just going to work regardless, infinitely, pretty much. You should not worry about your recoil spring guide or any of that breaking. If that does break, then you probably have an extremely defective firearm on your hands. So I haven't done that, and I probably will never. This is probably the fullest extent that I'll make any upgrades to this gun, because so far I put about maybe $250, $300 extra dollars into this gun, and I don't know, just don't see the point. But I highly recommend checking out Lakeline LLC for these mounting plates and for that striker sleeve. Really look into that if you have one of these guns and you're looking to upgrade, and you know, are competent enough to watch a YouTube video on how to do these upgrades. And again, keep tinkering. Big shout out to him, because this trigger makes all the difference. Honestly, it is 100% better. And yeah, definitely check out those upgrades, and let me know in the comments if you guys have any other suggestions for stuff to do with the Taurus.